Today, we are diving into a really practical workshop on how you can literally redesign your workspace to hijack your own focus. So if you're someone who constantly finds yourself fighting just to get started on a task, you're in the right place.
Does that sound familiar? I mean, that feeling of being totally stuck, where the harder you try to focus, the more your brain just kind of dissolves into static? It's so frustrating, right? But what if I told you the solution isn't about trying harder?
Okay, let's get right into it. The main idea we're going to unpack today is that this constant struggle for focus, it's probably not a personal failing. It's actually a mismatch between what your brain needs and what your environment is giving it. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? You sit down, you're ready to get stuff done, but it feels like there's this invisible wall. It's like you have to put in 400% more effort than everybody else just to get the engine started. It's exhausting, and it is time to stop blaming yourself for it. So here's the real reason, and this is a game changer. It's not about being lazy. Your brain is likely running on a bit of a dopamine deficit, which means it's desperately searching for any kind of stimulation just to feel engaged and, online. A bored brain is a distracted brain, period.
And this is where our strategy comes in. We're calling it the environment hack. The idea is, instead of trying to wrestle with your own willpower, we're going to use simple physical triggers in your workspace to bypass that paralysis and create a space that actually invites a state of flow.
All right, our first two triggers are all about managing your sensory input. We're going to look at how some super simple changes to the light and sound around you can completely change your ability to concentrate.
So trigger number one is sensory novelty. Now, what's so fascinating about this is that for a brain that's looking for stimulation, interest almost always beats importance. A new or different sensory input gives you a little hit of dopamine, that reward chemical, which basically tells your brain, hey, pay attention to this. When things get too routine, that signal just fades and boredom becomes kryptonite for your focus.
So how do we actually do this? Well, with tiny, almost ridiculously simple changes. Just making the room a little cooler, maybe switching from that harsh overhead light to a warm desk lamp, or even just moving your desk to a different wall. Any of these can provide that little burst of stimulation that tricks your brain back into engagement.
Let's move on to trigger number two, the sound barrier. And this one might sound a little counterintuitive at first. For a lot of us, total silence doesn't actually help. It can make all that internal chatter, the random thoughts, the mental to-do lists, it just makes it all louder. The solution? Brown noise. You've probably heard of white noise, but brown noise is different. It's this deep, steady hum, kind of like a powerful waterfall. It works by creating this consistent, predictable soundscape that just washes over and masks your brain's internal distractions.
I love this analogy. Think of it like a fighter jet escort for your important thoughts. It's there to protect your focus from getting shot down by all those random mental tangents, letting you stay locked on your target. It's pretty powerful stuff.
Okay, next up, we're shifting from the sensory to the physical. These next couple of triggers are all about using your body as a tool to help settle and focus your mind.
Trigger number three is physical regulation. This one is for anyone out there who feels that internal restlessness, that feeling like you're being driven by a motor, where sitting still just feels impossible.
So here's how it works. That restless energy is basically your nervous system begging for an outlet. If you spend all your mental energy just fighting that urge to move, you've got no willpower left for your actual work. But if you give your body a small, acceptable outlet for that energy, it calms everything down, freeing up your mind to actually concentrate.
So what does this look like in the real world? It could be a standing desk that lets you shift around. It could be a weighted blanket that gives you that calming pressure. Or it could be as simple as a silent fidget tool you can use under your desk. The goal here is to give that restless energy a job to do.
And our final trigger, number four, tackles one of the biggest focus killers there is, the classic out of sight, out of mind problem. We call this one visual externalization. Let's be real. Digital reminders just don't work for a lot of things. A notification pops up, you swipe it away, and poof, it's gone. It's like it never even existed. The solution is to get your most important tasks out of the digital world and into your physical space, where you literally can't ignore them. You have to make it impossible for yourself to forget. Slap a big, bright Post-it note right on the edge of your monitor. Keep a physical notepad on your desk with your one must-do item for the day written in huge letters. Think of these physical cues as armor against your own brain's tendency to forget.
So let's wrap this all up.
The whole point of this environment hack isn't to force you to work in a certain way. It's to empower you to turn your unique way of focusing from something you struggle with into a reliable strength.
And if you take away only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Your brain is not broken. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined.
It's just that your brain operates with a different set of rules for engagement. And once you stop trying to play by everybody else's rules, and you start creating an environment that actually works for your brain, well, that's when everything starts to change.
So I'll leave you with this. After hearing about these 4 triggers, sensory novelty, the sound barrier, physical regulation, and visual externalization, my question is, which one are you going to try first? Just pick one, try it out today, and just see what happens.